Just a great college basketball game. I was proud of our guys for meeting the moment. There was a lot going on today. And obviously, with Bedlam being as important as it is, more important was to remember the 10 game and those families being here and our former players and understanding the gravity of that moment. So proud of our kids, especially proud of the kids from the state for the way they raised their heads up and played in this game. And just glad, obviously, you come in this game on a 4-game losing streak, and it seems like a game that can't mean more somehow carries even more weight. And so just thankful that we're able to play in a way that first would honor the legacy of the people we lost and make their families proud, but certainly to win the game against our in-state rival.
Coach Boynton, when Caleb was in here, he talked about, of course, the struggles that he'd gone through and kind of how he learned to just be him and have fun out there. How did you see him do that today?
He seemed to play with more joy today, and there's a major psychological component to sports, and I don't know if it's not more so for college sports. Maybe not. Maybe the money kind of masks some of the things at the professional level, but I live in this space, so I know the psychological challenges that these kids go through because they all want to do well. And when they don't, sometimes they don't know how to respond to the noise that comes from that. And so I was proud of him for being able to put those challenges behind him, and even more proud for how his teammates responded to him playing well. They were the ones in timeout saying, let's keep feeding him, let's keep playing through him. And obviously it's a great sign for our team to come together and support him that way.
He was laughing in here saying he's the mature one between him and Keelan, but he was saying that he turned to Keelan to kind of find out, how to just have fun and not worry about as much what others are saying. How do you think Keelan's helped him through this?
There's a lot in there. There's a lot in that question. I'll say this. They're great kids. They really are. Sometimes they don't know how to respond to the pressure that comes from being in the spotlight all the time and having to perform. Today they certainly did. I'm thankful for that. But I'm also thankful that they're here doing it together. I went and saw those kids for the first time. I think they were 15 years old. And to see them come this far and be here, having the type of impact, and really changing their lives, in all honesty, is really what makes me get up and go to work when things are hard.
Did you envision these kind of days with these two together doing this?
Yeah. I mean, everybody we recruit, we expect to contribute and help us have success. What that looks like from individual to individual, the time frame that happens in could vary greatly. But for these kids, I thought, by the time they're juniors, they'd be guys we could count on and count on consistently. We hadn't got there yet, but I got all the faith in the world that, with our staff and their character, that we'll keep making progress.
Caleb looked a little frustrated at times in the first half with some of his shots, and I think you tried to say something to him on the sideline. What's kind of the message there when he's kind of been in that funk and then he breaks out? Is there a message there?
The message is always the same. Do you believe you belong here in this moment, right now? And if you do, then you can't worry about the things that don't go well. The game happens too fast. I say it all the time. I love football. I love baseball. But there are breaks constantly in those sports to reset and regroup after every play in football. I mean, how long is the longest play in a football game? 10 seconds? If a guy runs all the way down the field? Other than that, they stop and they regroup. They talk about it. In basketball, you don't have time for that. You got to get to the next thing, whether it's offense or defense, whether it's miss a free throw. And so when you carry the weight of not believing, it's hard to then make those adjustments. And so that's just the conversation. If you believe you belong out there, while you're out there, you got to go play the game. And you got to lose yourself in that moment with your teammates.
You've spoken about this team not making those winning plays, those tough plays at the end. And today you guys go up 10 with something like 5 minutes to go, and you do hold on. What was different today?
Maybe a little bit more determination. I think the kids have talked about it the last couple of days, Winning's hard. but losing absolutely sucks. And so you do whatever it takes to not have that feeling that you've had here recently. And I thought today, between Musa and Tyreek and Caleb, and even Rondell, who didn't play great until he made a big three for us and then made some free throws. And kind of to that point, what Bryce Williams did for us today. I mean, he's not all the way back. I mean, he just knew that his teammates needed him. And I don't know what the effect of that is tomorrow, but I know today he played with great grit, determination, and a will that, they were going to do everything it took to win.
Did you get more from him than maybe you thought today, just based on where he's at?
Yeah, again, I try not to predetermine that stuff. The game kind of happens. I would imagine in a couple of hours, if I call him, and I won't because I don't want to hear it, I'll check on him in the morning. He won't feel very good, but, we got a great trainer. He'll come in and try to figure out a way to get him as close to what he was today again on Tuesday when we hit the road.
You mentioned all your bigs. How much did you emphasize going down low today and running the game through them?
It was the major emphasis of the game. We can't have games like we had the other day. Between our four primary interior players, that's Caleb, Musa, Tyreek, and M.A., we got 2 total points. I mean, I don't know how many threes we have to make at that point. And we obviously have shown we're not a great three-point shooting team. So you can't get basically nothing out of that position from a production standpoint. And, in their defense, or to their credit, they didn't pout about that. They didn't take it as, oh, coach doesn't like me. No, they took it as a challenge. And they were all very, very productive today and obviously gave us a chance to kind of offset some of the three-point shooting that they were doing early.
Musa, too.
Yeah, he was sensational. His energy was infectious today. He's getting more comfortable with where he's going to get the ball and have opportunities. He still gets rushed a little bit. You see that on his late finish. Like I tell him, I asked Musa one day, when's the last time somebody blocked your shot? And obviously he doesn't have a great answer because it doesn't happen very often. So when you're 7 foot tall, like when you catch the ball a foot from the basket, usually you can take as much time as you want. Take the shot you want and not worry about where the defense is. So he's a young kid. He's 19 years old. He should be a freshman in college, and that's part of the learning curve for a kid like that.
What did you think of the crowd energy today?
The crowd was unbelievable. A lot of reasons to show up, but a lot of reasons to stay home today. 11 a.m., team on a 4-game losing streak. No postseason really to try to pick us up to get to. 11 a.m. on a Saturday probably isn't the ideal for a bunch of college freshmen, but time and time again, our fans show why this is a special place. And today was no different.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.